Sorry. My humble frustrations at the lotus feet of Sri Guruji, Gurudev, all the Kriya masters, all the sages and saints, and I bow to the divinity in all of you. I especially pray to Sri Guruji to think through me, speak through me, and act through me. So we are in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is called Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. So today we will be going into the verse 13th verse up to 12th verse. Last time we had seen that. Up to the verse 12, Lord has picked up few topics, but that is not the central theme of this chapter. The central theme of the chapter starts from verse 13. Then what the Lord has done so far, just if we briefly look at it, first he glorified Bhagavad Gita. He said, this is same the teachings which I had given in Vedas. Because the Lord said Vedas he has given when he created this world. That means that was a manual for living in this world. Because when there is an instrument, there is an equipment, there is a manual how to use it. Similarly, when the Lord said, when I created this world, the Veda was given as a manual of how to live in this world. But Vedas and whatever the philosophy was all strewn all over. It was not in a very systematic form. What Lord has done here, he has given in a very systematic manner. It is more a manual of living. That's why it is called yoga, not as philosophy, much of a philosophy, but as a manual of spiritual living. That is one. Then, in answer to Arjuna's one of these questions, then he started talking about avatara. And he proclaimed that he is an avatara. So we had seen the cause of avatara taking birth or taking existence, and then what is the swarupa, their nature, and also whatever the karmas they do, what are the nature of those karmas and whether they are bound by it. So we have already seen that in greater detail. So we are not going to go into that again. Yeah. Then another topic which Lord has talked about, which is very important. In the verse 9, he said, if you know my real nature, janma karma cha me divyam, evam yo veti tattvataha tattva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sojana. So he said, if you know my true nature, my janma, my birth, my existence, and karma, my actions, then you are not going to get any more lives. That means you are liberated. So we had seen that in the chapter 2nd, Lord has talked about self-realization as a means of liberation. Here, the Lord is talking about God realization as the means of liberation. Whether it is two different paths or it is one and the same path. That also we have discussed. Whether you look from the nature of wave, from the wave side and go into knowing the nature of the ocean, or you know the nature of the ocean, from there you come back and know the nature of the wave is one and the same thing. It's a different way of looking at it. But it is an important principle Lord has given that, which Bhakti Marga follows to large extent. They said that if you know the God, then you are realized. So this is a very important thing which Lord declared himself on the verse 9. Then, then he said, if Lord can, if the people know about it and Lord can liberate them, these people, then why people do not go for it? But they are going to the Lord, seeking different things of this world, different relationship, different actions, results they want. They going for the Lord. Why they are not going and trying to get self-realization? If that is the aim of human life, why they are not taking it? So the Lord in the 10th and 11th and 12th verse, he said that it is their choice. It is not the choice of the Lord. It is the choice of the individual. And what they usually choose? He said they usually choose the results coming out of karma, karma jaha. And why they go for it? Because two reasons he has given. One is the result is perceptible, immediately comes out, mostly. Some takes time, but mostly it comes out immediately. And then the second thing which we can deduce is that to get into karma yoga, you need not have any pre-qualification. If we are going to follow jnana yoga, then you have to have a qualification. That means you have to have viveka, vairagya, sat sampat, and then mumukshyasatam. The four broad qualification one need to have to get into jnana marga. That's it in Vivek Chudamani Adi Sankara has laid down. Without that, it will be impossible for somebody to progress in jnana marga. But in karma yoga, anybody can get into at any time because there is no pre-qualification necessary. It's only understanding and in the desire to change oneself, that is what exactly is needed. Once you do that, so that means here Lord is saying that even though if someone really knows my nature, he is liberated, but people don't come to seek to know me. They use me to gain things from this world. Like you have a cup, you go ask for it 1 spoon, 1 spoon water, you are taking it. But if you ask the Lord, if you know Him, your cup is always full. Even your cup is full now also. But still, you are not aware of it. As a beggar, we are begging for 1 little spoonful of water. But our cup is already full. Then when you know the real nature of the Lord, then what happens? If it is already full, why you are collecting? Because you were not aware of it. You thought that the source of happiness is outside. So through things, through relationship, through achievements, we were collecting little of happiness. But then Lord says, if you concentrate on me, you will realize that you are that source of happiness. That it is not outside you. So this is what Lord said. Then He said, this is the choice of the people. Whatever they want, I give them. Whatever marga means path they follow, I bless them. That means even if it is Advaita, it is Dvaita, Visishta Advaita, or through Christianity, different religion also, it doesn't matter. You seek, whatever you seek, you will get. I will bless. Because we have seen in Bhagavad Gita also, Lord has said, I have 4 types of bhaktas. Which are the 4 types of bhaktas? Anybody?
अर्थार्थी,
Huh.
जिज्ञासु, ज्ञानी.
Jnani, correct. Very good. So 4 types. She said, all are dear to me. Artha, that means he is in a difficult situation, he is praying, otherwise he doesn't remember the Lord. Lord said, he is also my dear devotee. Artharthi. He uses the Lord for gaining things of this world. God is the means to get something. Lord said, he is also dear to me. Jigyasu, he is now tired of seeking. He wants to know what is the real nature of the Lord, myself, and the world. Then the Jigyasu, he wants a seeker. He said, he is also dear to me. And then Jnani, who has already realized that the essential nature of himself and the Lord is one and the same, that Jnani, Lord saying, he is also dear to me, but all of these four, the Jnani I love most. So this is also there. So Lord is saying, whatever what you want, whatever path you take, I am going to help you. But now, from the 13th verse onwards, what Lord is saying, the purport of this chapter, the main theme of this chapter is taken that if you want to get rid of your attachment to this world, then first is you get into karma yoga. That means, so every action you are getting involved, you offer it to the Lord, and whatever the result comes, flows in, that also you take it as prasad. Then what will happen? That anxiety, anxiousness, fear, all the negative qualities will slowly dissipate. Your mind become calmer and calmer and calmer. But then the ultimate, what is the glow? Ultimate, the insulation is jnana, knowledge. Knowledge about what? Knowledge about your true self. Karma yoga can only take you to certain distance. But what ultimately takes us is the jnana, knowing our true nature. So that is what Lord is going to talk here. And let's look at the verse 13. Then we will come back. Let me share with you. Yeah. Can you see now?
Yes, Baba.
Yeah.
We can see, Baba.
चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्म विभागसः तस्य कर्तारमपि मां विद्यकर्तारमव्ययम्. So he's saying Chaturvarnam Maya Srishta. I created four categories of occupations. Guna Karma Vibhagasa. Based on what? Based on guna, character, attitude, and karma, action, the professions people are engaged in. So I have created four here. Tasya kartaram apimam. Tasya means even though I am involved on this work, actions, kartaram, api mam, akartaram. Tasya kartaram api mam. So he is saying here, I do not take the ownership of this action. Vidhi. Vidhi means you know it. Akartaram, I remain as non-doer, and abhyam, remains unchangeable. Let's see. We'll now go into what exactly Lord is trying to talk here and why he is coming with this verse. Where is the background? The background is because you know Arjuna didn't want to fight. Why he didn't want to fight? Because he was the chief of a Pandava army. He is a good fighter. He has a name. He was, he was itching to fight so that he can kill Duryodhana, Karna, and all. Now, suddenly, he finds that he is unable to fight. And then what he's saying? So he's saying that in the second, in the second chapter, he is saying in the fifth verse, Guru nahatva hi mahano bhavan sreyo bhuktum bhaikyam api loke. Bhaikyam. He's saying Guru nahatva. Because when he saw that he has to kill his grandfather and his master, Guru, then he's saying it is better that Bhaikyam, that instead of killing them and enjoying the kingdom, let him go. Bhaikya means begging. Let me go and beg my living. That means let me take sannyas. This is now clouding his mind. So he doesn't want to fight. But then the Lord saying that how can you stay in this world without any actions? It's not possible. No hi kaschit kyanam api jatu tishtatya akarma kuru. So in the verse chapter 3, we have seen that, if you don't remember it. Chapter 3 in the verse 5, Lord is saying, no hi kaschit kyanam api jatu tishtatya akarmakrut. You will not be able to remain inactive even for a moment. Because this creation is everything is in motion. You look at an atom, inside the electrons are going around, neutrons going around. You look at the solar system, there also movement is there. There is always movement is there because it's the very nature of this. So you cannot remain without action. Then, if you cannot, then what you do? Then you have to get into action. So doing action is not a problem, but the actions come with its, so side effects are coming. What are the side effects? Karma bandhan. That means it binds you. It creates your karma, and which is credited to your account. And you have to again go through it to neutralize it. So these are the side effects of karma, and it brings on its wake anxiety, fear, anxiousness, hate, fear, hatred. All these are coming out of karma, because when you are starting the work, there is an anxiety whether I will be able to accomplish whatever I am going to, the result I am looking for. And when you are getting into action, that itself is also is painful in the sense, here, our body is made of the 5 elements, and that is in tamoguna pradhana. That means our body is made of 5 elements. They are also in 3 gunas, tama, rajas, and sattva. Our body is made of tamoguna. That's why our body is always lazy. It is always doesn't want to do anything. But look at our mind. Mind is made of rajas quality of the 5 elements. So that's why it is always active. And our intellect is made of the sattva of the 5 elements, sattva character of these 5 elements. So that's why it is more calm, peaceful. When you take a decision, you are happy, you are contemplative, you stay, focused. So it happens because that is the sattva quality of the 5 elements. So that means when you are getting into action, you have to move your body. That's why, Veda Purvas, so many rituals were given. One way of looking at it is to make you mobile, to take you out of your, influence of tamas qualities. Then when you go to the rajas, then you get into activities. Then what you do? Then the action we saw that it comes with the side effect. So what we will do with the side effects now? In How many of you know the jackfruit? Have you seen jackfruit? You have might have eaten, but have you handled jackfruit? You know,
Yes,
when you
Mama.
yeah, when you cut jackfruit, there is a white sticky substance comes out. Who has experienced this?
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
experience.
we have to put
You know,
oil and then yeah.
yeah, you put your hand into it, finished. It is never going to get out of your hand. So what you do, like Anjuma said, you put oil not only in your hand, even in the knife, and put up to here. You know everything. We should not touch anywhere. It touches, so it will not stick to it. Not even the knife, and beautifully put. But the pod inside the jackfruit is so nice. The action per se is not bad. Nothing is going to go wrong because self-realized persons and God is also involved in action. God will say that now. But the side effect of that sticky, white, sticky thing, it binds us to this world. And so you need something so that it doesn't stick. So you need that oil of knowledge, that self knowledge. When you know that and you get into the action mode, then action doesn't touch you. So, but otherwise, life is always a challenge. See, Krishna himself, he was born inside a prison. He was fighting n number of asuras when he was even a small kid. And then, whenever he also, whatever action he got engaged into, many of his actions also ended in failure, also. He couldn't convince Duryodhana not to fight. Just see his life. But he is going to say here that I remain akarta. How? Why we get attached and why the Lord remains unattached. This is the thing we have to look for it. Just it is not a question of Lord is talking about to Arjuna. Imagine our Guru or a Lord is talking to us. When we are involved in our day-to-day actions, why we are getting so attached to it? That sticky white thing, why we are getting attached to it? Why we cannot remain unattached? So this is the thing Lord is talking about. So what is the solution? Solution is the oil, that jnanam. And what jnanam? Is the knowledge about our true self. Because what we are seeking, because our true nature is Satchidan Ananda Swarupa. So there is an innate desire to go back to our real nature. Because that's our real nature. But with this body, mind, intellect, when we are born in this world, there is an innate desire to have that bliss, that state of peace, bliss I want to have. But when I don't get it, why? Because this is my body, mind, intellect is dragging me out to the world. And that when it's dragging it, my mind is making it like certain things, dislike certain things. That is the sticky substance. When a realized master also is living in this world, Lord Krishna also lived in this world. But he's saying, in and through all their lives, they remain unattached. Why they remain unattached? Lord is saying, because they knew their true nature. So this is this whatever you are seeking outside, you are that already. You don't need it. So that is what he is saying. So, the second part of this verse, let's look at it. What Lord is saying about. Then we'll come back the first line. So here he's saying tasya. Tasya means the actions I get involved in. Tasya, these actions. Kartaram apimam. Though I am involved in actions. As Lord said, you cannot remain in this world without action. Achame kyanamapi. You cannot remain a karta. But Lord is saying, even He, as an avatar, comes down to this earth. Also, He cannot remain without actions. That's why He is engaged in actions. And here He is talking about Chaturvarnya Maya Srushta. I have created this world. Now He is going beyond the definition of avatar. He is saying He is the Lord. He is saying, I created this world. And the Lord has the role of Srishtikarta, Sthitikarta, and Layakarta. He creates this world, He sustains this world, and He dissolves this world. Imagine. And as an avatar, he whatever actions, specific actions he was doing, and he has these general actions also. Sthitikarta can be enjoyable. Srishtikarta can be enjoyable. What about the Layakarta? It's not enjoyable, but Lord does it. Now he's saying, Mam Vidhi, remember this, know this for sure. I remain Akartharam. It doesn't touch me. Why? Because I have put the oil of Jnanam and Abhyam. That means there is no change. I'm not happy, elatedly happy, unhappy, angry, jealous, nothing. Abhyam, untouched, undisturbed. And this is when Lord is talked about. This is the, and how you do it. Now let's go back to the first line. Here, the first line is a very important one, and it has made a lot of controversies. Chatur Varnam Maya system. I created 4 categories of occupation depending on what? Vibhaga. Vibhaga, how he divided on based on what? Guna. Guna means the characters, the nature of people, and then karma, actions. Let's look at this first, the general category of what Lord has done. In our system, in our Sanatana Dharma, we have a scheme called Varnashrama Dharma. Varna and Ashrama. Lord is talking about here Varna, he is not talking about Ashrama Dharma here. So Ashrama Dharma, briefly if we look at it, these are the stages of life of an individual. Ashrama. Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. And why it is called ashrama? Because ashrama is a place where you are always learning. And whose it is? It is of your guru. Usually ashram is of the guru. And you are living in the ashram. Why you are going to your guru when living in ashram? Because you want to refine yourself. To know things which you are not aware of. You are learning. You are getting jnanam in living in the day-to-day life, also spiritual knowledge. Both sides you are learning with the process in ashram. That means every ashram, that means every stage of our life, We have to treat it as an ashram. It is a stage where I have to refine myself. Wherever I am, whatever state I am in, I have to go a notch higher. Notch higher to what? What sense? More money? More qualifications? No, as a human being. Why? Because our true nature is Satchidan Ananda Swarup. So that is the ideal where we have to reach. I am already there, but because of this, the the cloak of Ajnana, that's why I am now far removed from my true nature. So what happens? Just imagine when you play a role, a particular role in a drama. So you are supposed to be involved in that character so that you can play it well. Okay. Now that character, but all these movies, you will find there are a lot of sufferings will be there. Then you are liberated. Then if there is some whatever the negative qualities, they are, villain is there, he is punished there. So you are happy with it. That's why people are happy. Why? Because whatever the negative things are there, they're immediately taken care of. It doesn't linger in like in life. But when you get merged in that character, so whatever the feelings of that character, so you imbibe. Now the drama is over. So you have now come to your home. But that is still entering your mind. You are angry. You have suffered. This has happened in that character. So now what is happening? I am angry. That anger, all this, the feelings, the behaviors, the particular state of your mind, you have identified with that. Now you are identifying with that character. But that is not you. You are who you are. Like Tapasda is Tapasda. He was doing the role of, say, somebody. So he wants to come back to his soul because that is where he will find solace, because that is his true nature. And then you are holding on to the ups and downs of that character you are playing. Exactly same is happening here. Our true nature is Satchidan Ananda Swarupa. And we came here to act in a drama being produced by the Lord. The script is written. So this is how you have to carry on this role. And we have got so sucked into this role. So every experience that role has, we are saying, this is my experience. The world is neutral. The building can see, it is building for anybody for that matter. But when I have a house there, because the role says that I should have a house there, now that building becomes my building. If the building looks nice, I feel nice. If the building looks run down, I feel miserable. What has it has to do with the tapasya as a question? Are you getting it? Where, to what extent we just get out and involve in our feelings, in our thoughts, in our perceptions. I am a teacher. I am an actor. I am a professor. I am working. I am an office worker or whatever it is. So all these experiences, I am a teacher. I am an employee. So that character of employee, I have merged myself. That I am portion. So where is that blessed I am? Just think, I am. That is our true nature. That means, but when I am saying I am an employee, immediately what comes in your mind? My office, my boss, my colleagues, my work, my frustrations, my elations, my promotions, my demotions, everything engulfs that I am. Are you getting it? I am is our true nature. But whatever you put besides I am, my experience, my perceptions, that is overwhelming I am. That's what Lord saying, you have to remain akartaram. And where? So what will happen in the ashram dharma? That you have to go a notch higher. That means you get detached. The detachment out of knowledge. Because in Karma Yoga, the detachment was not because of knowledge. It was saying that you do like this, so you will be able to get out to a certain extent. But when you understand why you need to get out of it, and that is what Lord is talking about in this particular chapter, in the fourth chapter. So now he is saying Varnashrama, so we are looking at the four ashramas first, and then we will go to Varna. So Brahmachari ashram, every individual has to learn. That is a stage when a person has to learn about the ways of the world and also ways of your true nature or the Lord or whatever spiritual side and general material side. Then comes the Grihastha stage. Grihastha stage is here the person is creating assets, wealth, whatever is being produced for him or herself and for the world. That is the Grihastha's work. Then this is like your Rajas, you have to work. Then comes Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha is so where you are slowly withdrawing for the actions. You start your upasana, learn, meditate, study scriptures, listen to scriptures. So this is called Vanaprastha. Either you go out of Grihastha, go out of the household and do it, or even when you are remaining in the Grihastha ashram, but as a Vanaprasthi, and when is the 40-50 comes, then you start concentrate more on upasana. Then comes the sannyasa. Sannyasa means you are totally, compassionately detached from everything. Even when, if you can get out of your house, it is fine. Even if you are in the house, that is the stage where you have to cut off all relations mentally, not physically, mentally, all relationships with the Lord and replace it with the relationship with the Lord. Sannyasa. That means you have now become totally, whatever you do, nothing will now touch you. That is the stage we have to be there. So the four ashramas are there. And complement to that, we have Varna. What are the Varnas we had? The four kind of was Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. So the Brahmanas was mostly here Lord is talking about these four categories of Varnas we had. Lord has created it. We can look from the three angles. Lord is talked about here two angles. We can look from the three angles. One is called Janma or Jati. That means is Brahmin child born in a Brahmanic house is a Brahmana, Jati Brahmana. A Kshatriya's child is a Kshatriya, Jati Kshatriya. Then Jati Vaishya, Jati Sudra. It is very clear. There is no confusion here. Is quite clear? Brahmana's son is a Brahmana. Like the way it has been treated now, our Jati, because we are the mostly society, though whether it is should follow or not, that is separate. We'll come back to that. But mostly to what is followed is Jati based this Varnas. What is that? The person born in a Kshatriya family is a Kshatriya. Born in a Brahman family is a Brahman. In a Vaishya family is a Vaishya, and Sudra family is Sudra. What is the characteristics of a Brahmin? Brahmins have the most contemplative nature, intellectual. They will be mostly in the teaching profession, contemplating, research oriented. These are called Brahmanic qualities. Then you have Kshatriyas. Kshatriyas are people in action mode. But here the action is mostly, it is for the benefit of others. Like the people who are in an administrative job, in the, you can say army, you can say ministers and all. So you can say they are like Kshatriyas. They are doing it for the others. Then you have Vaishya. Vaishyas are also action prone. They are into action, but there's selfish actions. That means whatever the result will come, this is mine. But for a Kshatriya, it is for others. But for a Vaishya, it is for me. And the Sudra is neither he is active, nor he is contemplative, neither he is utilizing his bodily organs, nor he is utilizing his mental and intellectual faculty. So he is totally a lazy person. So what he does, or he is not very, wants to progress much in life. So they serve all the other categories of three kinds of other Varna people. So this is the Sudra quality. But if you look at it, because we said that Prakriti has three gunas also, we had seen Rajas and Sattva and Tamas. Three gunas are already, three strands are always there. Our body, mind, intellect is also of Rajas, Sattva and Tamas qualities are there. So now let's try to see this Varna and this Rajas, these qualities, how they are related, whether they are related. To a great extent, is related in the sense there's Brahmins there. It is most Sattva Pradhana. Then, in case of, but we have seen that all three are always present. It's not that only one is present. In every individual, Sattva, Raja, and Tamas is always there. But when we say a person is sattvic in nature, that means sattva is predominant. That means when he is sleeping, he is in tamas mode. So it's not like that he is not tamas. He is there also tamasic. And when he is getting into action, he is in rajasic mode. But most of the time, or predominantly, he is of his sattvic nature, then we call him a sattvic person. So in case of Brahmanas, they are mostly Sattva is predominant, then Rajas, then Tamas. Maybe 70, 20, and 10 or something like that. So you can think of. What about Kshatriyas? Kshatriya is Rajas is predominant because Rajas believes in actions. Then Rajas follows by Sattva. So he wants to do it for others. So if the 70% is Rajas, then 20% is Sattva, and then 10% is Tamas. Then if you go to Vaishya category, is also Rajas is predominant, 70%, but instead of, in case of a Kshatriya, it was followed by Rajas. But Sattva. Here for a Vaishya, it is 20% will be Tamas, means I want myself, for me only, and 10% is Rajas. And for a Shudra Varna, so Tamas is predominant, then Rajas, then Sattva. Sattva is the minimal, Rajas is there to a certain extent because they want to eat, they have to move, so that is there, and mostly it is Tamas is predominant. There's more desire, more aim, more activities, they don't want to get involved. So this is the broad division we have seen. But when we look from the jati point of view, that means jati is coming up with janma. Means from the birth point of view, this is where a child born in a Brahminic family will be Brahman, child of Kshatriya will be a Kshatriya, child of a Vaishya will be Vaishya, a child of a Sudra will be Sudra. But let's talk about now guna. If it is guna based, then what will happen? A Brahmana person will be mostly, it will be sattva is predominant. That means he should be engaged in, like, he is more contemplative nature. We are talking about guna here. We are not talking about the karma part of it. He is more contemplative person, most focused person. He loves to teach or to learn. So this is called Brahmana guna, Brahmani guna. Rajas, then you got Kshatriya. Kshatriya guna will be what? So he is Rajas predominant, he is activity prone. He wants to do action, he wants to help people, go forward, come forward, always in the move. So this is the characteristic of a Kshatriya. What about the Vaishya or the Guna Vaishya? What will happen? Because what is predominant? Rajas is predominant. He is in action mode, always feels like he will be doing it. But his Rajas is followed by Tamas. So he wants to gain whatever he wants to gain for myself, personal growth. He is not concerned whether others are suffering, whether others get benefit or not. He is not bothered about that. So that he is of, we can say, Vaishya guna. And then Sudra, who is a lazy person who doesn't want to do anything. So this is the attitude. Okay. So he is a guna Sudra. Then same division we can do from the karma point of view. How you karma point of view? Karma Brahmana. That means he is doing puja or he is a teacher, he is doing research. So he is a karma Brahmana. A person who is in activities of these activities, we can say he is a karma Brahmana. But maybe his attitude can be Rajasic mode, so he can be a Guna Kshatriya. And he can be a Jati Vaishya. Are you getting it? 3. One is karma, activity is what he is doing. You are lucky if you are a Jati Brahmana, Guna Brahmana, and Karma Brahmana. That means you are born in a Brahmin family. Your, your character, your gunas are Brahminic gunas, like contemplative, and you are engaged in a teaching profession. So that means he is a Jati Brahmana, he is a Jati, what is the Guna and Jati Karma. Brahmana, Karma Brahmana, Guna Brahmana, and Jati Brahmana. But it may not be same because the division, if we are going by that karma, so The person who is contemplative in the job he is in, education, research, teaching profession, so he is a Brahmana, Karma Brahmana. So who is in administrative job? All the ministers they are supposed to be, but they are Vaishya or Sudras because they are. But if you look at it from the karma point of view, they should be Guna, Kshatriya. Guna Vaishya, they are doing engaged into more into their action, like business people and all those people. They want to only their profit from themselves. So these are called Gunas Vaishya, and Guna Sudra is they are doing for they are supporting all the other three karma people who are engaged in other three karmas. So they are karma Sudra. So now Lord here, if you remember here, Lord has not talked about jati here. Have you noticed it? He said guna and karma. Let me share that verse with you again. Sorry. Yeah. Can you see that? Lord is saying, Katu varnam maya srustam guna karma vibhagasa. He has divided by guna and karma, not by jati. Have you noticed this? This is very vital. But what it has become, it has degenerated this Varna system. Why it degenerated? Because this is what we followed. We forgot the teachings of the Lord. So what we have done, we have taken it by Janma. But Lord here saying categorically that He has made by guna and karma, not by jati. Now, if this is the case, why Lord created this? Because this world is consisting of different kinds of people. It should live in harmony. Depending upon your karma, guna, you take a karma. So there is no tension. You like teaching profession, you are a contemplative person, you became a lecturer. So there is no tension. So Monday blues will not be there because you will love to go and teach. But if you are a guna kshatriya or a guna sudra and you are in a teaching profession, what will happen? Monday is, you are afraid of Monday morning because you don't like it. It's not as per your guna. So now, if we know this, is there, you can say, categorization in the sense of which is better? In jati, if you look at jati from the point of view of birth, every jati there should be equal. Because in society, every kind of people are necessary. Brahman is necessary, Kshatriya is necessary, Vaishya is necessary, Sudra is necessary. So you cannot say one is better than the other. And it has just happened because it is not nothing you have done yourself. In case of jati, because it is going by birth. So you can say all are same. And similarly, if you look at the karma point of view, whether a karma brahmana is better than a karma sudra or karma vaishya or karma kshatriya? No, all are necessary because in the society, a lot of different kinds of work is there. So every kind of work has to be followed. So depending on whatever you are doing, so you can go over it, transcend it, go to a next level you can go, but every work is honored, respected. So from the karma point of view, if you look at it, every karma should be equal. Whether you are a lecturer, whether you are administrator, whether you are in some profitable business, or you are serving the other three, it should be there is no categorization, not anything is better than the other. all are equal. From the jati point of view, all are equal. From karma point of view, all are equal. But let's look at from the point of view of guna. If you look from the point of view of guna, there is a division, gradation, not division, gradation. That guna brahmanas are better than a guna kshatriya. Guna kshatriya is better than a guna vaishya. Guna vaishya is better than a guna sudra. Why? Now let's look at why it is so. Why it is so is because if you look at it, if the ultimate aim of life is self-realization, and a guna brahmana is almost there, because what he has done, now he is not in the action mode, he doesn't want to get it. He is not an Sudra. That means he is not because of lethargy. And he is not getting into action mode because he has already transcended action. Now he is contemplative person. He's thinking. So he is almost near to our true real nature. From that perspective, so he is better than a guna kshatriya. Because guna kshatriya is also evolved, but he has to go one step ahead because he has to now get into jnana marga, so that then he goes to the guna brahmana, and then he has to transcend it, all the gunas, then he becomes Satchidana Ananda Sarpa, then he will be self-realized. And then a guna kshatriya is better than a guna vaishya, because guna vaishya is what he is doing. He is doing only for himself. That means he has started his karma yogi. He has become karma yogi, but he is doing action but for himself. Or he is offering it to the Lord. He is whatever result is coming, he is taking as prasad. But he is still doing it, action he is doing it for his benefit. In case of a guna kshatriya, he is doing it for others. That means he has gone a step notch ahead. What about the Guna Sudra? But the Guna Sudra is not only he is not doing for himself, he is not doing for others. That means he is a burden on the society. So that means he is far away from the point, the goal of human life. But if it is self-realization is the goal of human life, he is far, far away from there. So if you look at it, there is a gradation in guna, but there is no gradation in karma or divisions based on jati. Is it clear?
Yes,
So,
Baba.
so Lord has said, let's look at the verse one more time, then we'll finish it. If then something is there, we'll discuss. So, Chatur Varnam Maya Srushta. I created these four divisions, systems of Varna, based on what? Guna and Karma, Vibhagasa. Then Tasya Kartarma Apima. Even though I am engaged in actions, that means he is saying, I get into action, I did it, but still, Vidhi, know for sure that I am Akarta, I remain Akarta. I don't take ownership of action, nor there is any change in me, Abhyam. I remain like a lotus leaf. Here. There is another thing I wanted to tell you is Lord is saying, I created. Now the question is, did Lord create it? If Lord is Satchid and Ananda Swarupa, Can he create also? Because you remain actionless. So how you can create? So that's why here he is saying, I created, but when subsequently in the 9th chapter, in the 10th verse, he is saying, Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetur nanena kaunteya jagaddi parivartate. Maya dakshena means my adaksha. Adaksha means on my instructions or under my supervision or my presence. Prakriti, it is Prakriti, Suyate, who creates Sacharacharam, whole this world, it created, Sacharacharam is created by Prakriti. Are you getting it? Why am saying it here? Like in the 3rd chapter, Lord said, you get into Karma Yoga, you will get liberation. It's sure. But in the 4th chapter, he is saying, Karma Yoga is not enough. You have to have the Jnanam. That now from here, 13th verse itself, now he is going to say about that. That this knowledge, once you have it, then that means that is that oil. When you get into jackfruit, nothing will touch. All the side effects of karma, action, because without action you cannot live in this world, and action brings in side effects, and these side effects are not good. And if you want to get rid of these side effects, you need that insulation, you need that non-stick material you have to use, and that is jnanam. Karma yoga also you need, but the ultimate one is jnanam. You need that. And if you are there, that means in and through this world, when your self-realized person is there, even if he is doing any action, he is feeling that he is not doing it. Why? Because he is disassociating himself from this body, mind, intellect. This is the body, mind, intellect is doing, I am not doing it. So this body, mind, intellect is a part of the Prakriti. That's not us. Because we said that Brahman, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman, that Brahman plus this body, mind, intellect is a Jiva. And Brahman, this whole world is God. That if Ajay Naik is Brahman plus this body, mind, intellect, this body, mind, intellect is Prakriti. That means if when I'm realized, so what happens, I don't feel that I am doing it, my body, mind, intellect is doing. So my Prakriti is doing. That's what Lord is saying in the 9th chapter. Though in the 4th chapter he said, Maya Srishta, I created. But in the 9th chapter, Lord is saying, my adhyaksha, that means under my chairmanship or my presence, my instructions, and this has been created by who? Prakriti. I don't do anything. I am akartam. I am abhyayam. So the purport is how to remain unattached in and through all your actions, thoughts, and words. Okay, there we learned this today. So you want to share something? You have any questions? Piyush Baba is there, Sripad Baba is there. Okay. Anything else anybody wants to?
Pranam Baba.
No.
Baba,
Joan.
why the
No.
no, Baba Anupama?
Oh, Anuji. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Baba, why the Lord is saying it's against the doership? Just now you in the last said, na, 9th chapter, he is saying that Srishti has created it.
I
So
didn't say
why that?
Prakriti is
Why?
good.
What is the? What could be the reason behind it?
Because
One time he, yeah,
Brahman,
Baba.
Brahman, that Satchidan Ananda Swarupa, He cannot act. Because what is the Brahman? We said the existence itself. Awareness itself is Brahman. So if the scripture is saying you are that Brahman, your true nature is Brahman, that means you cannot do anything. In your presence, everything happens. And who is then the doing? It is doing by your Prakriti. So, like that, when we were looking at it, let's look at it from this angle also, from our experiential angle. Forget about. Like the same when we are talking about the tapasda was doing a role of, say, Shakespeare. Okay. So Shakespeare has his trouble with his daughters and whatever the problems are there. Now, when Tapasda is doing that role, he merges into that role. And then the problems which Shakespeare, sorry, not Shakespeare, what is the King Lear, sorry, I'm saying, he is the author, but King Lear, the King Lear character. King Lear's was troubled by his relationship with his daughter and whatever other troubles he was having. Now those troubles of King Lear has become the problems of Tapasda? Yes or no? Are you getting it?
Yes, Baba.
Tapasda doesn't have children. No, I'm not talking about children, but I'm talking about this character. Because when he is doing the role of King Lear, now King Lear comes his two daughters. He coming to the kingdom. He has been betrayed. He has bad relationship with his two daughters. So all these things now has become a reality for Tapasda. He's struggling. So similarly, what has happened here, when we are also, these are the things which have just thought about it. This is how we perceive this world. The world has nothing to do that. Even those two girls, the two girls by themselves, they are not creating problem for anybody. So why they are creating problem for King Lear? Because the King Lear's perception of those two and the relationship he is building, that they are my daughter and this is how I should be behaving towards them and they should behave towards me, because this perception is there. That has nothing to do with the reality of King Lear, nor the daughter, nor Tapasda. But Tapasda, inside that relationship, all these things, he's feeling suffocated. He wants to go back to his Tapasda role. Nothing, I don't have these problems. So similarly, ours also, because we have been caught up in these relationships, like I said, I am, we have added up so many things to it. I am a mother, I am a father, I am a brother, I am an employee. We have gone on adding to I am. And each of these additions are bringing these specific perceptions and experiences. And they are overwhelming us. Our real nature is I am. Similarly, are you getting there the difference? You try to understand this because it's very difficult to, express in words. Even you look at the dream. When you are dreaming, Anuji, if you are dreaming in your dream character, it doesn't affect you. But the moment make yourself small or you have a character there in the dream, that character is now where from the character has been created. It is created by your mind. And that character now, in that world of dream, he has certain likes and dislikes. But as the dreamer, you are happy with your dream, whatever the creation is. But the moment you yourself become a dream character and you have gone to the streets of Bangalore, you are afraid of the heat, you are afraid of the traffic, you are afraid of this sound, whatever. But that is part of your dream. For the dreamer, it doesn't trouble it. You are not troubled by this. But the moment you make yourself small, specify it, personify it to a particular character, then you are exposed to it. And this character actually doesn't exist. That's what they're saying. When the Advaita says this whole world doesn't exist, it's not saying that it is not there. But what they are saying, whatever this world, when you are looking at the perceptions you have, that is your own creation. It has nothing to do with the Lord or the creation itself. You are saying, I am an Indian. And then the Pakistanis are my enemies. This fellow is an enemy. This fellow is my friend. Then you get at the state. Oh, this state, this is my food, this is my dress, this is my people. All others are enemies. Are you getting it? So who is creating this? The world itself is, it's very neutral. The hardware is neutral. But what software you are loading into it, that is defining our character or our role, our suffering or our enjoyment of this world. The moment we understand this, and then we try to find space for that I am. Where is this blessed I am? And that is what we do in meditation. When you go back, look inside, you go to that source, where from it is coming, I am. And when you go there, that is nothing is there except yourself. And that's what the scripture is saying. This whole world doesn't exist. From that perspective, everything is in you. Nothing is beyond it. So everything you and only just thought about it and it is created like a dream. Anuji, I cleared or I confused you more?
No, Baba, cleared it. But Baba, again the same question, which we are lagging in that, always to remember this.
Always,
Keep on,
always.
yeah, we are hammering it, but again and again forgetting it. So
That's
how
the
to do that?
same as observing your breath. That's what Guruji is saying, no? Observe your breath. If you can observe your breath, you can observe I am only, and you can remain inside. And
Yeah, Baba.
it will be abhyasa. Watching, 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 watching. Watch. Small slots you take. This is the only way forward for us. Believe me. All these readings, all these things is okay because this is only showing us the path. But we have to walk the path. Observe the breath, withdraw, become a person, contemplative, remaining inside.
Okay,
Try
Baba.
to neutralize our likes and dislikes. What we like, what we dislike, try to neutralize it to the extent possible. Because if you are Brahman, the Brahman is present everywhere. Everything rests on Brahman. So you are holding everything. Everything is part of you. So where is the question of like and dislike is coming? It's a whole one creation, like your leg and hand, nose. They have different roles, but you love each one of them, correct? Why we cannot love this world like that. It needs serious thinking, conviction that yes, it's true. And then the change will come. And spiritually, especially for spiritual seekers, never any scripture you are reading, anything you are listening, don't think that it is for anybody else. It is for me alone. Lord is telling me or Guru is telling me. It is relevant to my life, my perception, my actions is being addressed there. Okay, let's close your
Thank
eyes.
you, Baba.
Thank you, Ma. Keep your spine straight. Observe each inhalation and exhalation. I am a father. I am a spouse. I am a child. I am an employee. I am shifting my perception and action from one role to the other. In the process, I forget who I am. I miss my true nature, which is Satchidan Ananda Swarupa. So I become a seeker of peace, seeker of bliss all the time, because that is my nature. When I do not know how to handle this situation, I go to the world outside seeking things, seeking relationship. But these things of this world and the relationships of this world cannot give me what I seek. And that what I am seeking is not far away. It is all pervading. That means it is here now. It's available here. It is eternal. That means at this particular moment, it should be available now, here. That means what I seek, I have it already. So no action is necessary. what is necessary is recognition of an existing thing. So discard whatever is there beyond I am. Let us concentrate on I am. Close your eyes sometime. Just try to find out answers to this I am. Once Mary wrote to Vivekananda, I am very impressed with your teachings, especially that everything is God. When Vivekananda read that letter, he wrote back, Mary, I have never taught this strange philosophy. I might have used those words, but what I really meant is God is. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman, or the Lord, that existence awareness is the Lord. Awareness helps us to know. I know this thing, I know that thing. Knowing is an act of the mind. But awareness enables the mind to know. Awareness by itself cannot know. Let us think and contemplate. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Budachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Santi 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 Hari Om Sri Guru Vyo Namaha Hari Om. Thank you all. I bow to you all. Deepak Baba, Santosh Baba, can you just stay for a minute? I'll just come back and join you. Others,
Okay.
somebody in the door. Hari.